Novak Djokovic won a 10th Australian Open in his return to the country after being deported. Novak Djokovic was very nervous going into the Australian Open according to tournament director Craig Tiley, who said the world number one had shared his concerns in the build-up to his return following last year's events. Djokovic went on to win a record 10th title at Melbourne Park 12 months after being deported from the country, and Tiley admitted that it was an extra emotional year for the Serb, who feared being booed by the crowds. Djokovic made history at last month's Australian Open, becoming the first player to win 10 titles at the tournament and matching longtime rival Rafael Nadal's record of 22 men's singles Grand Slam titles in the process. It was also his first time back in Australia after being deported last January following an 11-day saga which saw him have his visa cancelled twice and spend time in a government detention hotel. The world number one caused controversy when he arrived in Australia unvaccinated in 2022, while the jab was still an entry requirement, and had a medical exemption from Tennis Australia after recovering from the virus a month earlier. And Aussie Open boss Tiley has since revealed that the 35-year-old had been nervous about his return for months leading up to the 2023 edition of the tournament. This was a particularly emotional year for Novak. "I could see the tension on his face when I saw him the first time," the Australian Open tournament director and Tennis Australia CEO told the OW Show. "We had met a few times last year and I knew that he was feeling nervous about coming back to Australia. He was very nervous when he first arrived and flew directly into Adelaide. There was a lot of press and talk around him coming in and being booed. But Tiley said he had been impressed with the reaction the Australian public gave Djokovic when he played in both Adelaide and Melbourne." Having also won the Adelaide International in the run-up to the Aussie Open. "You need to give credit to the Australian sporting public that enjoys the sport," he added. "We are the fairest in the world. When we are observing greatness, we respect it and cheer accordingly. That's exactly what happened and he was really welcomed back." However, the Australian Open boss did claim that last year's events were mostly Djokovic's own doing despite Tennis Australia supplying him with an exemption and communicating that he would be able to enter the country. Tiley said, "He went through a tough time last year for a number of different reasons, primarily driven by his own choice. But he came and once he got settled in Adelaide, South Australia did a magnificent job in welcoming him.